Chew this for 1 minute before bed. Erections become instantly stronger. Good evening, gentlemen. If you're over 50 and feeling like your energy confidence or strength in the bedroom isn't what it used to be, I've got something exciting to share with you today. I'm Dr. Lauren Mitchell, a urologist with over a decade of experience helping men just like you rediscover their vitality naturally. Today, I'm going to walk you through 5 simple foods: garlic, ginger, cloves, pumpkin seeds, and walnuts that, when chewed for just 1 minute a day, can transform your health, boost your blood flow, and bring back stronger, more reliable erections. These aren't complicated treatments or expensive pills. They're foods you likely already have in your kitchen, packed with the power to make you feel younger and stronger. And the best part, you can start tonight. By the end of this talk, you'll know exactly what to do, why these foods work, and how to make them a part of your daily routine. So stick with me, and let's get started on this journey to reclaim your strength. Oh, and if you find this helpful, please hit that subscribe button to my YouTube channel, Strong at 70, for more practical science-backed tips to keep you thriving well into your later years. The silent struggle. After 50. Let's get straight to the point. As we age, our bodies send us signals. Signals that something isn't quite right. Maybe you've noticed you're more tired than you used to be. Perhaps mornings feel flat, or you're frustrated because things in the bedroom just aren't working the way they once did. These aren't just random annoyances. They're your body's way of telling you that blood flow is slowing down and testosterone levels are dipping. I've seen this time and time again in my practice. Men who once felt unstoppable now quietly worry that their best years are behind them. But here's the good news. You don't have to accept this as your new normal. Those weaker moments, that lack of energy, those unreliable erections, they're not the end of the story. They're warnings, yes, but they're also opportunities. If ignored, these signs can lead to bigger problems like high blood pressure, diabetes, or even heart disease. But if you listen to them and act, you can turn things around, and the solution doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, it's as simple as chewing the right foods for just 1 minute a day. These foods aren't magic, but they work with your body's natural systems to restore energy, improve circulation, and bring back the confidence you thought you'd lost. I've spent years helping men rebuild their health, and I've learned that small, consistent habits can lead to life-changing results. In my clinic, I've watched men in their 50s, 60s, and even 70s regain not just stronger erections, but also sharper focus, better sleep, and a renewed sense of vitality. And it all starts with something as easy as chewing. So let's dive into the first food one that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now: garlic. Food 1: garlic, the key to better blood flow. Let's talk about garlic. Now I know what you're thinking. Garlic, isn't that just for cooking? But trust me, this little clove is a powerhouse for your health, especially when it comes to improving blood flow. As we age, our blood vessels can become stiff and narrow, almost like pipes that get clogged over time. This makes it harder for blood to flow where it's needed most, including the pelvic area, which is critical for strong erections. Poor blood flow is one of the main reasons men start to notice problems in the bedroom. Here's where garlic comes in. Raw garlic contains a special compound called allicin. This compound is like a hidden key that unlocks better circulation. But here's the catch: allicin doesn't even exist until you chew or crush the garlic clove. When you do, enzymes in your saliva activate it, turning that clove into a natural medicine. Once allicin is released, it travels through your bloodstream, relaxing your blood vessels, lowering blood pressure, and allowing oxygen-rich blood to flow freely again. And when blood flows better to the pelvic region, you get stronger, more natural erections. I had a patient, a 58-year-old man named John, who came to me feeling defeated. He told me, Dr. Mitchell, it's like my body just doesn't respond anymore. I try, but nothing happens. He was worried his intimacy with his wife was fading for good. I suggested something simple: chew 1 clove of raw garlic every evening for just 1 minute. Nothing more, nothing less. 3 weeks later, John came back with a big smile. Dr. Mitchell, he said it's like someone flipped a switch. I feel alive again. Not only did his erections improve, but he also had more energy during the day and his cholesterol levels dropped, which was a bonus. The science backs this up. Studies show that garlic doesn't just help with blood flow, it strengthens your heart, making every heartbeat more effective. This means more blood, more oxygen, and more life flowing through your body. Now, I know a raw garlic has a strong taste, and that can be a bit overwhelming at first. If it feels too intense, here's a tip crush. The clove first. Let it sit for a few minutes to let the allicin activate, then chew it with a slice of apple or a sprig of parsley. Some of my patients even mix it with a small spoonful of honey to soften the flavor. The key is to make it a habit. 1 clove a day chewed for a minute builds momentum. It keeps your blood vessels open and your circulation strong. But garlic is just the start. It lays the foundation for better blood flow. But the next food we're going to talk about takes it a step further. It doesn't just move blood. It wakes up your entire system with a warmth you can feel almost instantly. Let's move on to ginger. Food, too. Ginger, the fire that fuels circulation. If garlic is the key that unlocks your blood vessels, ginger is the fire that keeps that blood moving strong. I know ginger might sound like something you'd use in a stir-fry or a cup of tea, but this spicy root has been treasured for centuries for its ability to energize the body. When I first mention ginger to my patients, they often look at me with raised eyebrows and say, "Ginger, really?" But once they try it, they quickly understand why it's so powerful. Ginger is packed with compounds called gingerols and chagols. These act like natural stimulants, gently opening your arteries and calming the hidden inflammation that builds up in your body as you age. Inflammation is like a silent thief. It creeps in over the years, making your blood vessels less flexible and slowing down circulation. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2017 found that men over 50 who regularly consumed ginger had more flexible blood vessels, which is a key factor for stronger, more dependable erections. But ginger does more than just help with blood flow. It also improves digestion, and that's more important than you might think. When your digestion is working well, your body can absorb the nutrients it needs, like zinc, magnesium, and amino acids that are essential for producing testosterone. I've seen men who struggled with bloating or poor nutrient absorption feel like a new person once they made ginger a daily habit. It's like a bridge that helps your body actually use the fuel you give it, turning it into energy, strength, and vitality. Even more impressive, ginger protects the glands that produce testosterone by fighting oxidative stress in the testes. Think of oxidative stress as rust that builds up in your body over time. It can damage the very cells that keep your testosterone levels high. Ginger acts like a shield, keeping those cells healthy so you can maintain stamina, recover faster, and feel more masculine. One of my patients, a 60-year-old named Robert, told me he felt more alive after chewing ginger for just a minute each day. He said, "Dr. Mitchell, it's like my body is finally listening to me again." And that's exactly what ginger does. It wakes your system up. If the flavor feels too spicy at first, don't worry. Start with a thin slice of fresh ginger. Chew it slowly for a minute and let it mix with your saliva to activate those powerful compounds. If it burns a bit, follow it with a sip of warm water. Over time, your body will adjust, and that sharpness will start to feel invigorating. Garlic gets your blood flowing, and ginger keeps it moving with a fiery energy. But there's another food that does something unique. It doesn't just help with circulation, it protects the very source of your masculinity. Let's talk about cloves. Food 3 cloves, the shield for your testosterone. Now let's move on to cloves. These tiny buds might look ordinary, but they're like little bodyguards for your testosterone. As we age, our bodies face something called oxidative stress. Think of it as rust that slowly builds up in your cells. This stress can damage the testicular cells that produce testosterone, leaving you with less energy, weaker firmness, and a sense that you're not quite yourself anymore. Cloves step in to protect those cells, keeping your hormone factory strong. Cloves contain a compound called eugenol, which is a powerful antioxidant. Studies in journals like Phytotherapy Research show that eugenol reduces inflammation, improves blood flow, and guards the delicate cells that produce testosterone. It's like putting a shield around the source of your masculinity, ensuring it stays strong even as you age. I often tell my patients to think of cloves as the protectors of their hormone factory. Nothing harmful gets through. I had a patient, a 62-year-old grandfather named George, who came to me feeling like his spark was gone. He said his mornings were dull, his energy was low, and intimacy with his wife was almost non-existent. I suggested a simple nightly ritual: chew 1 or 2 cloves before bed. Just a minute of chewing, nothing more. When George came back a few weeks later, he was beaming. "Dr. Mitchell," he said, "I wake up with energy again, and my wife has noticed the difference." That's the power of cloves. They work best at night because that's when your body repairs itself and balances your hormones. By chewing cloves before bed, you're giving your body the tools it needs to rebuild at the perfect time. Plus, here's a little bonus. Cloves naturally freshen your breath, which my patients always find amusing, but secretly love. The key with cloves is moderation. 1 or 2 is enough. Too many can irritate your mouth, so stick to a small amount and be consistent. Garlic builds the foundation, ginger fuels the fire, and cloves guard your testosterone. But we're not done yet. The next food supplies the raw materials your body needs to keep your hormones strong. Pumpkin seeds, the building blocks for hormones. Let's talk about pumpkin seeds. You might think of them as a snack you munch on during Halloween, but these little seeds are a nutritional goldmine. They're loaded with 2 minerals your body craves as you age: zinc and magnesium. Zinc is absolutely essential for testosterone production. Without enough of it, your body simply can't make the hormones you need to feel strong and vibrant. A study in the Journal of Nutrition found that men with low zinc levels saw their testosterone drop significantly in just 20 weeks. That's less than 6 months. Magnesium, on the other hand, plays a different role. It helps calm your nervous system, reduces stress hormones like cortisol, and keeps your blood vessels flexible. Together, zinc and magnesium are like a dynamic duo. One fuels your testosterone, and the other protects your circulation. I had a patient, a 55-year-old named Tom, who came to me exhausted and frustrated. His lab results showed borderline low testosterone and high blood pressure. Instead of jumping to medications, I asked him to chew 2 tablespoons of raw pumpkin seeds every evening, taking his time to let the natural oils mix with his saliva. 3 weeks later, Tom was a different man. Dr. Mitchell, he said, I don't crash in the afternoons anymore, and I feel steady again. His blood pressure improved, and his libido came back. That's not just a coincidence. It's the science of minerals at work. Chewing pumpkin seeds isn't just about eating them. It's about releasing their oils and nutrients right in your mouth so your body can start absorbing them immediately. A small handful each day is all you need to make a big difference. Food 5. Walnuts. The nitric oxide booster. Finally, let's talk about walnuts. These humble nuts are more than just a snack. They're packed with nutrients that supercharge your circulation and support strong erections. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which keep your blood vessels soft and elastic. When your arteries are stiff, blood struggles to reach the pelvic area, but when they're flexible, blood flows easily, giving you the strength you need. Walnuts also contain arginine, an amino acid. Your body turns into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is like a messenger that tells your arteries to relax and open wide, letting blood surge through. Without enough nitric oxide, erections can weaken or even disappear. I had a patient, a 60-year-old engineer named Michael, who felt drained and anxious about his performance. I suggested he swap his late-night cookies for 2 or 3 walnuts, chewed slowly each evening. A month later, he told me he was sleeping better, feeling calmer, and noticing stronger circulation. That's because walnuts do more than just help with blood flow. They reduce inflammation, protect your brain, and create the perfect environment for testosterone production during deep sleep. Here's something fascinating. Most of your testosterone is made while you're sleeping deeply. By calming your body and supporting rest walnuts, help your hormones rise naturally. My patients often say, Dr. Mitchell, I wake up feeling younger and more ready for the day. That's the power of walnuts, putting it all together. So let's bring it all together. 5 simple foods. Garlic, ginger, cloves, pumpkin seeds, and walnuts can change your life when chewed for just 1 minute a day. Garlic builds the foundation for better blood flow. Ginger fuels your circulation with a fiery energy. Cloves protect your testosterone like a shield. Pumpkin seeds supply the minerals your body craves. And walnuts supercharge your blood flow with nitric oxide. Together, these foods turn weakness into strength, fatigue into energy, and uncertainty into confidence. Here's how to start. Pick one of these foods tonight. Maybe it's a clove of garlic or a slice of ginger. Chew it slowly for 1 minute and make it a habit. Stick with it for 3 weeks, and I promise you'll start to feel the difference. I've seen men in my clinic go from feeling discouraged to feeling unstoppable, and it all started with small, consistent steps like these. You're not alone in this journey. As a doctor, I've worked with countless men who thought their best years were behind them, only to discover their bodies were capable of so much more. If you're feeling frustrated or unsure, let this be your reminder. Your health, your strength, and your vitality can be rebuilt 1 bite at a time. Before I go, I want to invite you to join our community at Strong at 70. Hit that subscribe button, click the notification bell, and leave a comment below to tell me which of these 5 foods you're going to try first. I'd love to hear about your journey. Your best years aren't behind you, they're waiting, and you can start reclaiming them tonight 1 minute at a time. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.